Should we turncoat?
Let's burn through that.
Hi, I'm Dax.
And I'm Nick, and welcome to The Cold Room.
Yeah, our YouTube rugby chat show. And before we get to this weekend's events that we are eventually going to burn through, congratulations to that 20-year-old who beat Serena Williams in the US Open and
first Japanese winner of the United States Open. It was a fantastic game if you look past the politics and tantrums. And Novak Djokovic also had a fantastic game. 14 slams for him now. So
I mean, if we look at it, Roger Federer, he's got 20.
Yeah.
Then you got Nadal with 17, I think it is.
Something like that.
I mean, that's unprecedented in the modern age, eh?
Well, you're now finally seeing this dominance of Djokovic and Nadal. Federer, he's still got his prime, but
he's 2 away from 100 wins.
Yeah, so good for him.
Yeah.
But moving on to what this show is actually about,
Which is rugby.
we're going to start with briefly the Currie Cup. Pretty good running rugby in the Currie Cup. Games that I watched. Bulls and Griqua's game was just cards left, right, and centre.
And let's not forget tries left, right, and centre. I mean,
That too.
it was a try fest.
It was.
And the Bulls almost threw it away at Passages, and the Griquas threw it away at Passages. Bulls only just securing a win.
But that's worrying for the Bulls because if you look last week against the Lions, another try fest.
Yeah.
Which suggests that their defence is lacking a bit.
Yeah, a lot of the teams are actually showing a lot of permeable defences. I mean, lots of guys ghosting through gaps that shouldn't be there. There's no structure in defence at the present moment in any of the franchises, which is also worrying considering a lot of these guys play for the Super Rugby teams as well. I suppose I think in the pursuit of playing a more running and high tempo game, it's probably going to happen. But I mean, I think there needs to be just a general consensus to look at defense in general. I mean, guys aren't tackling in the right positions. I mean, still going very high up on a player. I mean, you can't stop a guy by tackling him around the chest or ball height. I mean, it's impossible.
But maybe one day we can show them what it's like to actually tackle a player.
Maybe we'll get someone to walk us through it and maybe take us out in a few of those. But
future videos. But Currie Cup is one thing. It's losing its popularity, which is sad, but it's a fact of the long rugby seasons.
Yeah.
And if you really had to ask someone if they'd rather watch international Test rugby versus Currie Cup,
international Test rugby.
Pro 14 South African teams still yet to register a win. Both the Kings and the Cheetahs losing. Kings narrowly lost.
Yeah.
To the Dragons, wasn't it? And the Cheetahs lost.
Yeah. Cheetahs not having a very good start to the season.
Also lost in the Currie Cup as well, which is suggesting that this split between Currie Cup and Pro 14 is not doing well for them. And the injury to their captain, Opa Mahoja, is also a bit of an issue, and you can see that in their leadership structures. But moving on to what we're really here to talk about.
Rugby Championship. And whether we should turncoat or not.
What do you mean, whether we should or not? I've already bought my All Blacks jersey. It's a fact.
Let's just put it to you this way. We are, since starting this YouTube channel, we've slowly but surely are converting to the New Zealand way of life.
When are you applying for your visa?
She's Megan's got family overseas. So
okay, so we can just okay.
But
my family's Australian now. So,
well, New Zealand's the nicer place because there's not all those animals that are trying to kill you.
That's true.
But anyway, New Zealand showing that they're a class above everyone yet again. Okay, I will give it to Argentina on this.
Well, let's first talk about Argentina because Argentina, they were there for the vast majority of the game. They were leading at one point.
They were leading at one point
for a significant amount of time. It wasn't just like a 2-minute lead.
No, I mean they really put the All Blacks to the sword. I mean there was passion. Their back three was electrifying. I mean they hit gaps at pace. New Zealand they exposed holes in New Zealand's defence that you normally don't see, and I mean they were really fantastic. I mean that was exciting rugby to watch. I just wish that the energy levels and the defensive lines held. But the French referee also gave New Zealanders a few gimmies.
We'll talk a little bit to that just now. But I just want to say that the one thing that New Zealand does incredibly well is they will play a full 80 minutes.
Well, the Argentinians played as best they can a full 80 minutes themselves.
True, but I feel like that New Zealand 80 minutes is just a step above everyone else.
Yeah, let's face it, once New Zealand gets a try or two ahead, they just hit a different gear completely.
And that shows in their passing, in their running. It's something like they open up defences like knife through butter.
I mean, Richie Mwanga isn't a Bowden Barrett. I mean, it was a different fly half, halfback pairing that was slightly different. I think Mwanga was a little bit more controlled in this one than say Bowden, who's more akin to a lot of offensive lines. Damien McKenzie, when he came on, was his electrifying best as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are the team that just unlocks every defense.
And considering we're in a group with them for the
World Cup
next year,
hopefully we'll finish second. But the way we're currently going, I highly doubt that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say because New Zealand are playing fantastic rugby, and that shows in all levels from Super Rugby. We've spoken about it week on week about the Crusaders. And
well, look, New Zealand just have to beat us next week to win the Rugby Championship.
No, they just need a losing bonus point if they've won the championship.
All that.
And
and that's in 4 matches.
So well done, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Another year, another trophy, and possibly 2 more supporters. I think that's a good week for them. Anyway, ego.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time on this next game because it upset me.
It does. I mean,
I shouted at the TV a lot.
I shouted a lot.
There are going to be big changes. I feel like when the coach is saying that if he loses next week he's fired, he knows that it's getting serious.
Well, look, he's the director of rugby. He can just take a step back from coaching.
True, but
and appoint someone who can take the.
let's just get the big talking points out of the way. Yes, weakened Australian side. Theoretically, strongest South African side we could field. Theoretically. It was not a good game of rugby. If you compare it to the earlier game, New Zealand-Argentina, that was a great game of rugby. It was a mediocre game of rugby. Lots of handling errors. Discipline was an issue for both teams.
It was messy.
And yeah, I have to say, whoa, sorry. Okay,
get it up.
I have to say that someone who should not be there next weekend just based on this one game is Faf de Klerk. He was a penalty machine, and it was stupid penalties. Kicking the ball out of a guy's hands at...
Yeah. Faf was a huge letdown. I don't like seeing scrum halves like that. I mean, he has a lot of good redeeming qualities, Fuffy Boy has. But
didn't show them.
But this week it was just... Somebody said, you know what? Someone actually wrote it. Someone needs to walk up to Fuff and say, listen, just take a step back. Just calm yourself.
Yeah.
And no one did that. And that's disappointing. Another person that I want dropped for next week, or at least reconsidered, is Willie LaRue. Because he had, on 2 occasions, proper overlaps. I'm not talking about small overlaps. Basically 20-meter gaps where he had 2 players on his outside, no pressure on him, and he knocks the ball on twice.
The hands were an issue all around. I think
twice, where no one was pressuring him. I mean, that is... And the guy plays in Europe. That's dismal. I mean, they were talking about a greasy pitch and all that type of thing. He played in Europe. It pours. It's rainy. The ball's slippery all the time. How the heck does he drop the ball twice?
I can see you getting worked up about this.
No. It's basic skills. If we kept to the basics, we should have actually won that match.
Don't drop the ball. There we go, Villaroo. Hands.
But yeah, and then, you know what, we gifted Australia a try, which should never have happened because
the line-out. Oh.
Because, you know what, it's stupid decisions like that that's making us lose matches.
Yeah.
Just secure the ball. Secure the ball. We have a working maul. It was working properly. Maul the ball up towards the 20. Give our fly half a little bit of time to clear the line. And that didn't happen.
Another controversial point, Bongi Mbunambi subbing at the 35th minute.
Mm-hmm.
Russi, in a press interview, said that it was because he could see that Bongi
was
struggling. He hasn't had the game time this season, which is true. He was injured for the vast majority of Super Rugby.
Yep, but he had a freaking great June Test series coming out of injury.
True.
And played full 50-minute matches.
If I was the coach, you know what, I would have left him on until half time and then made this sub then. 35th minute sub is a weird one.
It is a weird one.
I thought he was injured and then
he was fine. He was sat on the side.
So, I mean, a lot of people are saying he was subbed because of the missed throw that led to that Australian try.
It's debatable.
It's debatable.
But that whole line-out debacle is a team problem.
Because
it's not the hooker.
Mbunambi throws to where he's told to throw.
Exactly. But I mean, Warren Whiteley and Sia Khaleesi were standing there and neither of them ran for the ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
it just takes one of them to jump on the ball.
That's all it took. And I mean, these type of mistakes is going to cost us against the All Blacks this weekend. Look, I don't think we're going to even run the New Zealanders close. I'll be surprised if we do. And I'll be surprised if all of us is smoke and mirrors for us to pull the game of our lives, but it's highly unlikely.
And one thing I did find very amusing was Archie Snyman versus the entire Australian team.
Yeah, the guy's laughing. I mean, look, the guy was lucky he wasn't actually yellow carded.
Yeah, listen,
to
it
be
was
quite honest.
a mistimed tackle of note. I think Hooper took a little bit too much exception to it. Like, he wasn't injured.
Hooper plays that violent.
Yeah.
All the time.
And then I just loved how it was the entire Australian team. I'll put a picture of it. I do have a picture of it. I'll put it up. But it's the entire Australian team around Snyman. And Snyman's just like
laughing. But Joe, he needs a bit of control as well.
He's young though. He's only got what, like 5 caps to his name.
But you know what? Talking about changes for next week. Alton had a fairly good game. I'm pretty sure they're going to start him again because they've talked about this rotation policy with him and Andre. But I would like to see Damien Willemse come into the starting 23.
You might see that at fullback.
Might see him at fullback, but Mostert, unfortunately, as much as that engine goes, I think he's
tired.
He's tired and lethargic. Start Archie with Eben against the New Zealanders. Let's see how that goes. 2 big abrasive locks. I mean, Archie Snyman's a good line-up jumper. Eben's proven himself a good line-up caller. If Peter Steff is on the flank with Sia at flank and hopefully Dwayne Vermeulen.
Oh, this is
coming in on 8th man.
Where's Dwayne playing now? Just where's Dwayne playing now?
8th man.
4. Just come on.
Don't make me say it.
I'm gonna make you say it.
The coachless Bulls.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I mean, we've got Dwayne now. It's fine. But yeah, I think one of the main things we wanted to talk about briefly as well was just the general officiating of the Rugby Championship this weekend.
Yeah.
If we stick with the South Africa Australia game, there were a lot of bad calls, like lineouts being completely skew and not being called, lineouts being straight and being told they were skew.
I caught 3 Australian throwing as the lineouts that were skew, like
opposite shoulder.
Outside the shoulder. So if here's your inside shoulder.
No, yeah, we're lineout. Here's the
ball. Line, this side. Yeah, I'm Australian, the ball's over here. I mean, that is just basic refereeing.
And then blowing for forward passes that
were backwards.
Weren't forward passes. It was silly mistakes. I mean, even the crowd was booing the referee. And you know, Australians, they're not the most vocal supporters.
But they were very vocal.
And then also in the New Zealand-Argentinian game, there were some dubious calls.
This is a generalized call from me regarding French referees. They are just terrible. They're just bad. They don't actually understand the rules of rugby, to be quite honest. They have a basic idea of what it is and then go throw the rule book out the freaking window because they are just useless. And they've proven it time and time again. I don't know how the French referees are still in world rugby. Rant over.
And after that rant, a word from our sponsors.
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, the officiating by the French is yards below anywhere else.
I mean, as a South African public, we always see, when we see a French referee, we just like, oh god.
But I mean,
We'll take this now.
yeah, you can take that now. But I mean, watching the New Zealand-Argentina game and the way the French referee controlled certain situations and made certain breakdown calls and certain scrum calls, I kind of just went, you know what, you guys actually don't understand the rule book, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Overall, officiating not great. TMOs, when they were brought in, kind of balanced out a little bit, but they weren't brought in often. And yeah, I think Sanzar really needs to up their game. We've spoken about it the entire season. And if Sanzar and by further extension World Rugby don't sort this out soon, you're going to see a very angry public viewpoint.
Yeah. I mean, I actually said to you at one point this weekend, I'm done with rugby. Watching this weekend and all the bad officiating and bad decisions, I actually was like, I'm done with rugby. I actually want to walk away.
But don't be done. We have to talk about it.
I know we have to talk about it. Okay. But you can talk about it and I just sit here and nod.
Pretty face.
Yeah, I'll just be the pretty face. But yeah, it highlights the fact that a lot of teams sometimes have to play not only against an opposition, but against the referee as well. And that makes unfair contests. It makes, as a supporter of rugby, it actually brings down the experience as well. And I mean, I think that's also one of the reasons why we're seeing an exodus of support for things like Super Rugby and the Currie Cup. It's just a mess.
Yeah. But those are our thoughts for this week. Like the video, subscribe, but
quickly, predictions for this weekend.
Argentina to win. Argentina to win.
After the way they played against New Zealand, I'm backing you on that one.
And New Zealand?
How much?
Ooh.
They're going to win with the bonus point and then some.
I don't know if I'm conflicted here. My head is saying New Zealand by 20.
Actually,
my heart is saying, you know what,
maybe, but it's unlikely. But New Zealand are definitely going to be winners.
So before we cry ourselves to sleepovers, like, comment, subscribe,
subscribe.
Thank you.
And
click the bell icon that's down by my knee this time, if you can see my knee. And yeah, you'll be notified by email if and when we post a video. You know, we're getting quite regular with our uploads. Thursday mornings usually. And yeah, I will see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.